Yes, people. What's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. I'm back again with another video. And today I got a guest with me. I got my guy Arsenal Informer in the house. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, not bad. How you been?
Doing good, bro. Just chilling, doing my thing. But we got a lot to talk about. As you guys already know, you can see the thumbnail. You can see the title of the video. We got to talk about William Saliba and some issues with the contract and what's really happening with the contract, or as much information that's currently out there that we can give you. In addition to that, we're going to talk about the £95 million supposed bid that Bayern Munich are working on. And of course, the fact that Arsenal are still favorites to sign Declan Rice. And we have also been linked to a relegation player in Leeds is Wilfried Gnonto. He's also been linked to Manchester City. Of course, we already know about Edu doing his Brazilian stuff, although some people might question the quality of those players. They are obviously some young up-and-coming players in Brazil that Edu has been scouting. And guess what? Stan Kroenke has made a promise to Mikel Arteta. We're going to look into how much money he's promising the club in this upcoming summer transfer window and everything else. If you're watching this right now, do me a favor, hit that goddamn like button. The like button looks like this, and it's right underneath my guy right here, Arsenal Informer, underneath where the red play button is. You should see that. And if you haven't already hit it, make sure you go do and hit that. Subscribe if you're new, and let's get straight into it. We got a lot to talk about, my guy. How have you been, by the way?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, just ticking along. I think I'm excited for the transfer window. Going to be working very tirelessly to try and bring you guys as much exclusive information and keep you guys up to date as much as possible. So yeah, looking forward to it more than anything. Yeah.
Let's get straight into some of this Saliba stuff, because the kind of stuff that I'm hearing is not the most reliable sources also saying it. But no. we gotta take everything we hear with a grain of salt, because these are the same people who said Jesus was thinking about leaving and not going to Arsenal. Zinchenko was thinking about staying. Now they're saying William Saliba, Arsenal are ready to offer William Saliba 120K a week. But but there's been a demand from his representatives after seeing how Arsenal played in the business end of the season after we missed him, that they now want more from him. And if I'm not mistaken, this guy has been trending everywhere. I've been seeing all sorts of stuff about him all over the place, but I don't even know if this is the correct account. Surely this can't be the right.
Yeah, no, that is his account. Yeah, he's not really.
Why does his account seem like it's a fake account?
I'm not too sure. I mean, to be honest with you, the Sun can be a little bit dodgy with their news stories. I mean, I've done some digging and some looking around on this story. As far as I'm concerned, the contacts that I've spoken to in and around Arsenal Football Club, the talks of him leaving to PSG are just completely false. I think that was used to spun up a story. It's all about if, buts, and maybes at this stage of Saliba in terms of that. I think the story that he was coming from is that if a big if, Arsenal can't do the contract and it can't be formatted correctly, then he may be sold. This is all if, buts, and maybes. This is not concrete at all. And the only team that have been in for Saliba in the past has been PSG. So I think this has all been spun up. But as far as I'm concerned, there has been some offer of like a very low ball offer of 120 grand. But as I said, this is not concrete as far as I'm concerned. So yeah.
You know what? PSG are interested in William Saliba. We know this. That is a fact, right? One thing we do know is that is a fact. We also know that William Saliba, if he was to leave on a free at the end of his contract, they would be able to offer him whatever the hell they want. But we still have him under contract for 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. This upcoming season and the season after that. So with that being said, this story doesn't make sense. Arsenal could be forced to sell William Saliba this summer. The Sun report an exclusive revealing that the French international is demanding shocking wages to the Gunners, only 1 year remaining on his contract. Personally, for me, whatever he's asking for, as long as it's not north of 300K a week, I'm willing to give him whatever he wants. I think William Saliba has the highest potential out of every single one of the players in the Arsenal dressing room. That's including Xhaka and Martinelli. I don't know about you, but I think as a young center back with the body, with the build, with the fact that he's so comfortable on the ball, defensively, his IQ is already there, and he's only going to get smarter and smarter as he gets. This might be a hot take, but I think he is the prize jewel in the Arsenal dressing room at this moment in time. And as much as we have a lot of prize jewels, but I think he's the cream of the crop out of all of them, and we cannot afford to lose him. We've already tied down Bukayo Saka. We've already tied down Ramsdale. We've tied down Gabriel. We've tied down Gabriel Martinelli. We've tied down all these guys, and we're gonna get Odegaard next, and then Saliba, and we cannot afford to lose him. And if PSG were to even try to come in for him, they would have to pay a ridiculous fee. It would not be something cheap. So I don't know what this whole thing about Saliba to PSG is. I think you're right. It's strictly to cause drama, and I don't think he's going anywhere. But we have to report the news. This is the news that's being said. Reportedly, he's demanding some high wages. How much money would you be willing to give William Saliba? That's the question.
I think in terms of the Saliba situation, I think being offered £120,000, I can understand, with all due respect, where the agent is coming from in terms of the fact that Eddie Nketiah, someone who hasn't fully proven himself yet as a key starter within the Arsenal squad, sort of a rotation player, was offered and been accepted with 100,000 with his new contract. So for someone that is so integral as Saliba, I'm not surprised that his agents are pushing for more money. So a lot of people sort of like slandering and slating Saliba. I think we've got to bear in mind the sort of the source of the story, and also that it is a business and it's sort of like a money game. That's the way football is. That the agents are going to be pushing, and the way negotiation works is that Arsenal will start low, the agent will start high, and they'll work their way down into a middle. So that's how it happens. I don't think there's anything to worry about yet, as far as I'm concerned. Also, what I was told is that there was an agreement between Arteta and Saliba that they would only focus on talking about this until after the Premier League was finished. So now it's finished. I reckon there'll be sort of a speeding up of the process to try and get this done as quick as possible. But as I said, we'll have to wait and see. There may be more complications, but I hope not.
You know, we're going to talk about Jorginho and Eddie Nketiah and everything later. But how much money do you think, deservedly so, that would he get in our wage bill? Because I'm looking at our wage bill and I'm saying to myself, our wage bill is quite healthy at this moment in time. So if we're going to give guys like Thomas Partey 200K, Jesus 220, Saka 250, 300-ish, Martinelli's getting around 180. I think around 200 is perfect for him, if that's what they're willing to give him.
Yeah, I also think it's very important to tie him down in terms of the fact of transfer value. I mean, it might be an expensive upfront cost in terms of keeping him, but it's really important anyway in terms of keeping that squad value. But as I said, the transfer window hasn't opened yet. The international transfer window opens in July. So even then, PSG being interested, if they wanted to do something, they couldn't do it until July. So they've still got a month. Arsenal's still got a month until anyone can come calling. So it's a lot of talk, really. So.
You know what? I say whatever William Saliba wants, write it down. We give it to him as long as as long as it's reasonable. Because it is crucial that we tie down Saliba. We lose Saliba, we set ourselves back a year, I feel, because of how good he is. You're not going to just go and replace him so easily.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely a key player. It's one to watch, and we'll try and keep you guys updated.
Now, everyone in the comment section, let me know what you guys think about that situation. Just looking at some of the comments saying Saliba is staying with us. People are quite confident. Some people are saying we should give him 220. I think that's realistic. 220 is not. It might be on the high end, but that is a realistic price that they might actually be willing to give him. Someone here saying they agree with me. If we lose Saliba, it's a major step back, 100%. The Arsenal hate around is real. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Did you see some of the questions people were throwing around the other day? I seen this one floating around. You must be. Was this a one-off season?
No, man. It's the pundits that I think they just do it because they know that the Arsenal fan base just get very agitated. I was agitated as well, to be honest with you. I think that it's all a lot of talk. I think we'll be there. I think we'll be there or thereabouts. Definitely top 4 if we strengthen this summer.
Okay. So should we talk about the Kroenkes? Because the Kroenkes are trending, ladies and gentlemen. Today, the Kroenkes are trending. And you know, whenever the Kroenkes are trending, it's either he's making some money or he's getting put in jail. One or the other. So this time he's not going to court. This time he's making some money. Apparently, the net worth of Arsenal Football Club has increased by £2 billion, according to Bloomberg's Billionaire Index. So Stan Kroenke's making some money off Arsenal right now, and the valuation of the club has increased by another £2 billion. Now, with that being said, they're also saying that Stan Kroenke would be willing to make some further investments to make sure Arsenal Football Club go to the next level. I don't know. Did you see any articles as I look for it? Because I seen some stuff about they're saying 200+ million transfer budget. I'm hearing things about Stan Kroenke has assured the Arsenal board that he will back them fully, and that they're looking to invest heavily in the players such as Caicedo, Declan Rice, and those kind of things do excite me when I hear those names, when I hear those kind of players being linked to us, when I see stuff like him lifting the Stanley Cup, lifting the friggin' Super Bowl, and potentially could be lifting an NBA championship this year. Could it be that Arsenal are next of the teams that he helps bring back to glory? Honestly, it does kind of excite you.
Yeah, 100%. I think it gives Kroenke a taste of that winning, that champions, that mentality, him doing it all over in America, and also Josh sort of taking a more integral role on the board. He was at the final match at Wolves. I saw a few photos on Twitter. I think the Kroenkes are starting to understand, starting to back Arteta, starting to see the project fully coming into fruition. I think that's what's really important. So yeah, I've seen a few articles around 180 to 200 is the quoted figure. As I said, it's all hearsay. You can never be too certain, but 100% guarantee there will be a strong midfield talent that will be coming in.
I personally, I don't know how much I believe this amount, but 230, guys, 230. That means we have to go for the top of the top quality. We cannot be spending that type of money on nobodies.
No, man. I think as well, what helped us is in January was quite conservative. I know we signed Jorginho and Trossard, and that wasn't a big spending January transfer window. So I know we were in for obviously Caicedo and Mudryk, so we was easily going to spend over 100 million even in the January transfer window. So even that's a statement in itself.
Fair enough. You know what I'm going to do right now? I need a statement from you guys. Hit that goddamn like button. Let the people know you're loving the content right now. And let me know, do you believe the rumors that Stan Kroenke will be spending this type of money? Because I'm not going to lie to you. Before, I would have said, no, you can't trust the Kroenkes. But it does seem like they're willing to go buy us the top quality players nowadays. They did it with Thomas Partey. They did it in this transfer window, last window, with grabbing Jesus. We brought in some smart buys with Saliba and some of these guys. We spent big money on Ben White and these guys. We brought in Odegaard, good deals. This is where we now go and get. You know how Liverpool went and got Alisson, Fabinho, and Van Dijk? This is when we get our versions of those guys. If we can go get Caicedo, Declan Rice, and say, what would be the icing on the cake for you? With two quality midfielders, and what would be the icing on the cake? A quality defender or a forward? What would you say?
I think that's a very good question. I think it's all about squad depth. So having really good talent in each individual role. So obviously the midfield is a must. Potentially a strong number 9. No false 9 sort of role. No sort of like a Gabriel Jesus sort of Martinelli starter player, like a maybe Vlahovic, sort of Lukaku in a weird way, sort of a very strong number 9 that if we need to change our tactics on the whim, and it's that where we need to be
careful what you wish for. What do you mean by that? I'm just wishing that my owner spends money properly. I don't want a Chelsea.
No, man.
I don't want a Chelsea. Do you want a Chelsea?
No, man.
Nobody wants to spend 600 million and be in 12th, bro. Come on.
No.
People talking about Declan Rice to Bayern talks. You know what?
We're
going to get to that. We're going to get to that. I promise we're going to get to that. But before we wrap up on this, how much do you really believe? I think this is going to be the biggest summer transfer window of Arsenal Football Club's history. We're going to spend the most money we've ever spent, and we're going to make the most sales we've ever made. I do believe that too.
Bold statement. We'll have to wait and see.
I think the sales is a more important part than the actual buys.
Yeah, we have some really good players on our books that could potentially be sold. I don't think Emil Smith-Rowe will be sold. There's a few articles that came out yesterday from David Ornstein and confirmed by Simon as well. Simon Collins from, I think, the Evening Standard, both confirming that it's in Arteta's plan. So.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. By the way, guys, Emil Smith-Rowe staying might mean that we don't go get Maddison. That's what I'm thinking. Or do you still think we go and get Maddison, even though he's staying?
I think it's all very open. I think the fact that Leicester City got relegated was a massive help, because it now means that Leicester City can't bargain that premium for the player. And Maddison as well will not be wanting to play in the Championship, so I'm pushing for that move. It all sort of depends on what the player wants as well. If he wants starting time, I'm not sure if he'll get it in the squad, because we've got Odegaard and also Emil Smith-Rowe, but it's another option that we can explore.
Don't you think ESR staying, though, will mean a certain midfielder? We won't go and now sign a midfielder in the Xhaka role? Or do you still think we sign a midfielder in the Xhaka role and we sign Declan Rice and Caicedo? So you still think we get 3 midfielders in, or do you think we only get 2 in?
I think it's hard to say. I think it's more on sort of Arteta's plan for Emil Smith-Rowe and where he really wants to play him. I mean, about a month ago, there was a story that Arteta was training him to be in that sort of Xhaka role. But I'm slightly concerned of how well he'll do in that role in terms of the physicality. I think he's improved massively, which I think is really important, which is a massive plus to him. But you need someone that's extremely commanding, like Declan Rice, that can do that box-to-box sort of role. I think it's really good. I think next season Emil Smith-Rowe will have a really great season if he stays at Arsenal.
And he stays fit. That's the most important.
Yeah, that's a big
issue. Fit. I'm just going to ask you this: a fit James Maddison or a fit ESR? Who would you rather have for entire season?
Oh God, don't put me to this.
And would it be worth investing the 50 or 40 million pounds that it would be worth to get a James Maddison, even though we have ESR?
The thing is, I want to see Emil Smith-Rowe do the best that he can, and I'm slightly concerned that he won't get enough game time at Arsenal. So it's sort of a lesser of two evils. Like if he went to another side, like I don't know who he was like Aston Villa, Newcastle. I'm not sure. If he played and was a regular starter, a bit like Willock, I'd be really, really pleased for him. And I actually wouldn't mind him going if I knew that he'd be getting great starting time, and that was being invested into like a proper Premier League proven James Maddison, Caicedo, Declan Rice. But it's a really tough decision, because obviously at Arsenal he won't be a starter. It's just a fact. It's just
Let's talk about Maddison for a second. 50 million pound. They're saying upwards of 50 million. Minimum would be probably around 40 million. He improves us massively.
100%.
And with Xhaka leaving, we need to get multiple midfielders, as Jacob is saying here. Would you say James Maddison's the guy to bring in to play that Xhaka role, or do you think we should still go for 2 industrial midfielders like a Caicedo and Declan Rice mold, rather than a more attacking player in James Maddison?
To be fair, I think we should go big and go 3. So
all 3?
Yeah. Woo! I think if we got the money, because if you think about it, Caicedo covers Partey, Declan covers the Xhaka role that he's vacating, and Maddison is that creative number 10. And then Emil Smith-Rowe can rotate in any of them positions. He's a great player. So
how much money are we looking at? For James Maddison, we're looking at the high end 50 million.
50.
Caicedo, we're looking at
70.
80.
70.
No?
Yeah, because actually our bid got rejected for about 70. Yeah. Maybe 80, so 130.
And then finally you got Declan Rice, who's going for what, over 100 mil easy.
Yeah, that's about 200 mil then, roughly, just over.
It's
a tough one. It's lucky I'm not Edu and the director, because it's a tough decision. It's really difficult.
Yeah, you know what? It definitely is. It definitely is. People, let me know how many players if you were to put your money on it, how much do you? I think really and truly they're gonna go for 2 easy, because we know Xhaka's leaving. They're already interested in 1, but the question is, can they actually land all 3 of the targets that we want? Because we've been unable to land our number 1 targets for the last couple of years. If we were to land Declan Rice this time, that would be one of the first times where we actually land our number 1 target. Are you worried about that, or are you kind of just like hopeful that things will change?
I know for a fact that Declan really wants Champions League football this season. He won't be. I doubt he'll be waiting. So he'll make this move, and he won't be thinking about moving anywhere else afterwards. He won't be doing another stepping stone like he did with West Ham. Obviously, waiting there and sort of biding his time. So I think it's got to be the top four. I know Newcastle want in for him, but it's going to be a Champions League side. I don't at the moment. I don't see him going to Chelsea unless Todd Bowley throws money at it like ridiculous, and Chelsea and West Ham have no option but to sort of go for it. But I'm very confident that Declan Rice will sign for Arsenal. There's lots of chatter that I've been hearing from around big players and Premier League players and sort of contacts in that area, saying that, speaking to Declan as a friend and as a family, saying that he wants Arsenal, he wants Champions League. So yeah.
I'm just going to say this. Thomas Tuchel called him. He said, hello, how you doing? Do you want to come to Bayern? He's like, you know what? My heart's in London. I want to stay in London. I'm going to
put the phone down.
And then put the phone down. So yesterday, the same reports that came out about him going to Bayern Munich, there was also reports that said that Arsenal are still the favorites in driving seat to sign Declan Rice. Manchester United seem to be a distant link, but Man United are linked to everyone. So at this moment in time, I'm not going to take the Manchester United things too seriously. Declan Rice does seem to be in Arsenal's pocket, does seem to be, we're interested. The bid of £95 million from Bayern, though, is not enough. Is not enough to get him to thing. I think if Arsenal are going to pay, I think we're going to pay some more than that 95 mil plus add-ons, of course. 92 million plus add-ons gets up to maybe 110 mil at the end of the day. I don't know how much you think it's going to go up to, but I think there's definitely going to be add-ons, and it's going to be like a ridiculous deal. Regardless, Declan Rice is going to be Arsenal's transfer record.
Yeah,
he's
100%.
going to break that Pepe transfer record by a large margin. And anyone in the comment section saying anything about Declan Rice right now, let me know, because I see a lot of other comments that we're going to get to in a bit.
I think personally, I think, and a lot of talk I've been hearing, I think it'll be 100 million, including add-ons. I think that'll be reasonable. I think West Ham will want 120, including add-ons. Arsenal will push early on in the negotiations around 80, 90, and I think they'll meet in the middle at 100.
80, 90. Is Declan Rice worth over 100 million? I don't think any player is really worth over 100 million, but no. As English players, England international, Premier League proven, for $100 million investment, he's probably one of the most if he flops, I'll be shocked.
No, I don't think so. He's an international player. He plays for England as well. He's done it at the big stage. He's done it for West Ham, done it in the Premier League. I'm pretty confident he'll do well. Yeah,
same. I'm very confident. And I think his versatility to allow him to play that 8 and that 6 will be so crucial for us. Before we go on to anywhere, we do have some questions. So let's just go through some.
Let's answer them, man. Let's do it.
What if Xhaka stays? Do you think Xhaka could stay?
No, I think that's 90% done. I think
Far-fetched,
that's done.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Xhaka's not staying, guys. Xhaka, it's going to be announced once the window opens. He's going on holiday. Once he comes back, he's going to be leaving. Xhaka is not staying at Arsenal. But you never know with transfers until it's done. But at this moment in time, more than likely, everything's been sorted, and everyone has been saying this deal has been done for a long time. Yeah. Now, I heard yesterday, I seen you tweet about potential targets, people wanting Balogun. We're definitely going to sell Balogun in the summer, I would say. Don't you agree?
Yeah, that's a very, very strong possibility. I think Balogun's very the mind that he wants when he plays is he wants to be a starter. I don't think he likes the fact that he'll be on the bench. So there's multiple clubs that are interested in him. The one that actually quite recently had a lot of interest in him was actually West Ham, which is quite interesting. There's lots of clubs in Serie A. There's about 2 unnamed clubs. They haven't been mentioned. They haven't been named. But I know for a fact that West Ham have been interested. They've been talking internally about that.
There's been reports from Germany that Leipzig are the most likeliest destination at this moment in time.
Yeah, exactly that.
Oh, it looks unlikely.
Yeah, no, exactly unlikely. That. Yeah, no, I thought you meant unlikely, man. I was going to say.
Yeah, it looks unlikely. It's not going to happen. I thought Leipzig were always just going to go for Jonathan. What's his name? Jonathan David.
The Canadian striker. Yeah,
he's not that good. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's not that good. He let me down so much with Canada, man. I'm not gonna lie. He's very annoying. But the whole league, that league is a joke, bro. Lacazette is the top goal scorer in Europe. What's going on?
Jonathan David as well. Yeah, man. Farmers League.
And just talking about outgoings, not only Balogun, but Kieran Tierney is also going to be headed out. I expect both of these guys to be sold in the summer.
Charlie Patino as well. That's lots of talk about him leaving.
Yeah, Charlie Patino also. But you know what? How much would we even be able to garner for Charlie Patino? Not much. These two we can get a decent amount of money for.
Yeah. Kieran's probably about 30. Balogun, I hope for 50. I know it's a very bold ask, but he has proven himself.
And he's American, so there is like a little. It's not English tax, but he is a popular commodity.
He's well known. Yeah, you're right. In terms of that, yeah, he's not sort of like out in the gutter. He's a well known player, 100%.
You know what? It's better than some of the Brazilian links.
Yeah, we could get onto that if you want. We've got lots to say on
that. Which one do you want to begin with? Because we've been linked to a lot of Brazilians, and you know, Edu, Arsenal, the Brazilian links don't go and they don't stop. They don't stop. And I'm just thinking off the top of my head, how many Brazilian players have we been linked to before Edu? Like I think
there's about 3 or 4 this window already.
Yeah, it's a Brazilian bonanza. Marquinhos, let's be honest, Marquinhos didn't look that good this season, so I'm quite concerned. But you know what? It all started last summer. Last summer with Jesus and Rafinha madness. Remember this? Last summer we were going.
Yeah, definitely.
Now it seems like we're just constantly going for Brazilians. We got Bruno Guimaraes, who we were looking at previously. We have we have Gabriel Martinelli, we have Gabriel Magalhães. We've been linked to people in the past, but the main thing that I want to talk about is Arsenal have been linked to this youngster. What's his name?
Matheus França. Is that the one?
There's numerous ones, but which one do you want to begin with?
We'll start with Matheus França. Lorenzo had a really great link with this. He's close to quite a few contacts in that area around the club and also the player. And we exclusively confirmed that there was 3 clubs that were interested in him: Arsenal, Newcastle, and Bayer Leverkusen. There's nothing concrete at the moment. They've just been monitoring him. I know for a fact Arsenal had scouts. I can't remember the exact game, but there was definitely Arsenal scouts at some of the games that he'd been playing at. And speaking to people within the club, Flamengo, they need about 25 to 30 million. That's their evaluation. As I said, that's something that they want to reach. It might not happen, but that's something that they're aiming towards. There's also 2 other players that we've been, well, maybe 3 or 4. There was Thomas Angel. I think he's from Ecuadorian. Don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure. I haven't done my research on Thomas Angel, but because he's not been linked to us, but he came out and said that he wanted to play for Arsenal.
So Newcastle, Bayer Leverkusen, and Arsenal are interested in this guy. But Flamengo turned down a bid. Whose bid did they turn down? Was it Newcastle's?
Yeah, Newcastle bid a couple of times in January. I think it was about 17 million was the figure. There was reports that Arsenal came out with 17 million, but that was ill-informed. Yeah, so there we go.
Who was the first Brazilian to play for Arsenal? That's a good question. Was it Edu?
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. I wouldn't even know.
Brazilian to play for Arsenal.
I'm terrible at these sort of pub questions. I'm absolutely atrocious.
I don't even know. Whoever the first Brazilian to play for Arsenal was, let me know, guys. Let me know. Who do you think it was? Was it Gilberto Silva? Oh, Silvinho. Yeah.
What's everyone saying in the chat? I ain't got it up. I need to have a look.
It's Silvinho.
Silvinho.
He played 1999. He came from Corinthians to challenge Nigel Winterburn as a fullback.
It's that Brazilian link running through our veins, man.
Yeah, so we've been getting Brazilian since back in the days. Silvinho. Okay. Yeah. You guys are right. You got it. That's a good question. I'm gonna steal that one. But yeah, so this is the first Brazilian. What was the other Brazilian?
So there was also Marcos Leandro. So he's been monitored by again a lot of Premier League clubs. I think I tweeted about this earlier today. I can't remember the exact clubs off the top of my head. Let me just quickly.
Marcus what?
Marcos Leonardo. That's it. Marcos Leonardo.
Oh, okay. Is it the guy you just tweeted about? Yeah.
So Manchester United, Arsenal, Newcastle, and West Ham.
Bro, I've never seen this guy's face. I literally, this is the first time I'm hearing about him.
It was
Tell
it
us
was
a little bit about him.
it was a story from Simon Jones, who's from Mousport. He's
Okay.
been doing really well in the sort of the youth side for Brazil. And I think we'd been monitoring him for quite a while now, since
He's a
January.
Sergio Aguero type finisher. What?
Yeah, that's what he's sort of been profiled as, which is quite
That is a
interesting. They
that
also
is a
said that
ridiculous. This is what they do every time. I kind of get scared whenever I see comparisons. It just
random players. Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah, so I want the player to be themselves. I don't want you to come and just start throwing the next Ronaldinho, the next Ronaldo, the next if I hear the next
XYZ,
Gabriel
yeah.
Jesus, I'm gonna be like, I don't want another Gabriel Jesus. We already have
No,
that.
we need to diversify.
Yeah, but hey, we got to see. We'll wait and see. We'll find out more information on the guy definitely on the next show if there's more concrete links. I've kind of
It's one
gone
to
through.
watch. One to watch,
Definitely one to watch. But another one to watch is this. What's going on with this one here? What is this?
Yeah, so as I said, there's nothing concrete.
Okay.
It was some sort of interest that the former goalkeeper of Fulham came out and said that it'd be a perfect signing for Arsenal. I'm a very, very big fan of him. I think he's very creative. I like the way he plays.
Everyone wants to sign for Arsenal nowadays. Big up Reece Nelson being voted for Premier League game changer of the season as as the last minute goal was one of the biggest game changers of the season, definitely. And he was a big substitute off the bench doing well this season. We already spoke about William Saliba, but let's get on to this one here. Gnonto. What's going on with this, bro? Apparently Leeds' forward Gnonto, the Italian, has been linked to Manchester City and Arsenal. But this source is kind of like, there's a bunch of sources. First, you got the Gazzetta dello Sport are saying Leeds won around 30 million euros or 26 million pounds for the player. Serie A clubs are also interested in him, of course. Arsenal and Man City are interested in him. But yeah, he would be a serviceable backup. But is he better than Reece Nelson?
No. So this is the thing. When a lot of clubs get relegated, a lot of the Premier League clubs try and come in for a quick and cheap swoop. This has been multiple times. You've seen it many years when big clubs get relegated. There's a mass exodus of their players. So I'm not surprised that Arsenal have been linked to the player. I don't think it's something concrete until we come out with talks. At the moment, I'm trying to contact the player's agent. He doesn't really speak too much, but I'm trying to work my magic. We'll see what happens. But as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing concrete. There's interest, as you would expect, because they've been relegated. But a lot of people are saying that he could be a good backup if he's cheap. Then he could be a good backup. I've seen him play a few times. I don't think he's a bad player. I don't think he'd be a squad starter, maybe a rotation player. But yeah, that's as far as I know on Wilfried.
Yeah, people in the comment section, let me know what you guys think right now. Gnonto for 26 million pounds. Let me know what you guys think. How did he do this season, by the way? How did he do this season when it came to output? I didn't really
on the stats. I'm not too sure, but I have watched a few of his games.
He's 19 years old.
I think he played quite well against us. I think
4 assists. I spoke to a Leeds fan and he told me he's basically their Saka. He's their young, exciting player
talent,
that they depend on. So for a 19-year-old who's played 24 games, getting 6 GA, you know what? It's not too bad. I'll give him a break. He came from Zurich last season. Didn't really have a bad season. Scored 8 goals in his first full season in Zurich. The season before that, just got into the game. He has a bright future, but I'm not gonna lie to you. If I had to pick between him and Reece Nelson right now, I would say Reece Nelson is on the right track. I'm not gonna go spend 26 million on him. I would rather Arsenal go sign a striker. Get me a Rasmus Højlund. Get me somebody else. I feel like we need another striker in the mix. And I like Eddie Nketiah. I like Balogun, but I would get rid of both of them. And I wouldn't bring in another winger. I don't think we should go and get another winger. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I think the contract of Reece as well is moving quite well. I'm quite surprised, actually. I thought he would leave. I thought that was sort of another give and sell. But the reports have been coming out to say that the contract is moving quite swiftly and in sort of the right direction. So as far as things are concerned, you never know what can happen. There could be curveball, but I think he will probably sign for Arsenal. I think he probably promised more game time. And as you're right, I think therefore it wouldn't make much sense to probably go for another winger if we promised Reece Nelson for more game time. But as I said, it all depends on what Arteta wants and what his belief is. But
Yeah,
as
he'll probably end up going back to the Serie A, in my opinion. That's probably what's going to end up happening with him.
Yeah, it's all up. It sort of depends on what sort of happens with what Arteta wants for him and what the player also wants.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to go back in for Vlahovic or anything like that. He's definitely not linked to Arsenal anymore. But one person who is linked to us, but is also linked to Chelsea, is Caicedo. I'm worried that we're going to lose Caicedo to Chelsea. Do you have the same fears that I have?
Yeah, I do actually. I was thinking about this the other night. When we interviewed Manuel Sierra, who's the agent of Moises Caicedo, we asked him who was his idol, and he actually said N'Golo Kante. So that sort of gives me a bit of a worry, because you don't know what can happen in terms of that. If the player wants to play for a club that he's interested in playing with one of his idols, is that going to be influential in his decision? If Todd Bowley again throws a lot of money at the situation, will that tempt Brighton? I know Brighton are a buy low, sort of sell high club that they'll be very interested by things like that. But I know for a fact he will be going this summer. De Zerbi had an agreement in January with him to say that he will be moved on. I reckon when Arsenal came in for him and when he changed his agent and he did the statement, I reckon Brighton sat him down and said, you know what, we need you this January. We need to push for Europa. We need to push that European place, but we'll let you go in the summer. And I think that's what will happen.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if Chelsea get that. What's that guy from Sporting? Ugit? How do you pronounce his name?
I'm not sure.
However you pronounce his name, I'm worried that we're not going to get who we want to get. So there's reports today from football transfer experts and all these other guys. Like, I seen a tweet. Where is it? Let me find it for you guys. So I don't trust some of these sources. Some of these people I laugh at when I see stuff. So yeah, look at this. This is what I was laughing at. What the hell is this? Like, Arsenal are closing in and are learning Brighton's asking price. What does that mean? Like, come on. Some of these sources, I don't F with, and you can tell why.
Oh,
like, I'm telling you right now, don't listen to people who are flowermen, who West London flowermen who are trying to be transfer experts. Don't listen to those transfers. Anytime you see Steve, just stay clear.
He's sending shots at Steve.
Listen, what is this? Really and truly, Arsenal are closing in on Moises Caicedo, learning Brighton's asking price. That's the most clickbait thing ever.
It's a bit flimsy. Yeah.
You click on the article, doesn't actually state any facts or anything.
Have you read the article? I haven't read it. I can't really comment.
All opinion based. So it's like,
is it quite bad? I haven't read it.
It's like me making an article and then people saying, "Oh, Caicedo's joining Arsenal."
Egal exclusive, and it's an opinion piece. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, is it that sort of vibe?
Like, we got to be careful what we read out there. The real truth is Caicedo to Arsenal has not been close since we bid in the January window. And since the January window, we haven't really gone back in for him. We've made it clear from the jump that Declan Rice is a priority and that we're still interested in Caicedo. In the case that we don't get Declan Rice, I feel like we'll go back in for Caicedo. Me personally, I find it hard to believe that we're going to actually get both. I struggle to believe we're going to get both, especially with Chelsea losing Kovacic potentially, Chelsea going and having older Conte. They might go and get Caicedo and the Ugrat guy.
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. I think it could be a 1-2 sort of situation. Declan Rice first, don't work out, go for Caicedo. It's a very
Lavia is still there. We can go to Southampton, get Lavia.
Yeah, Romeo Lavia. Yeah, he's been linked to us as well. There's nothing fresh on him the last sort of few days, the last week that I can comment on. But yeah, there was definite interest there. He has something to know. He does have a buyback clause, I think, with Man City for about 40 mil. I think. Don't quote me on that. I haven't. I need to know my sources on that. I don't want to be saying anything without being certain. But I think he's got a buyback clause. As I said, don't quote me. Don't shoot me if that's wrong. But yeah.
Big up, Big Six Bands in the building, guys. Don't forget to go check them out. They're going to be going live after this, talking about Liverpool content. If you guys are interested in that, you can always go check that out right after this stream. But yeah, bro, I feel like we kind of covered everything. Is there anything that we didn't mention?
I've got a few notes on here. No, we pretty much covered everything. Yeah, everything that's been covered in the last few days. Yeah, there's always going to be links in the background, but the most important things I think we covered in the last few days that have been going on.
Yesterday I was live. Breaking news happened of ESR signing a new contract. So let's just check if there's any news at this moment in time.
Oh shit! Yeah, I ain't even been on
Manchester City are in talks to sign Kovacic in the summer from Chelsea. Interesting. Could that mean Gundogan would be given the blessings to leave?
Oh yeah, just seen it by Fabrizio. Yeah, I've just seen it on my phone.
Could that give?
Yeah. Maybe they're looking for a replacement for someone in that midfield area.
Why is Eddie Nketiah trending?
Oh God, don't tell me. Something going on. Is it trending?
Eddie Nketiah's name is trending. I don't know why. You never know, man. You can't trust these things. Anytime you click on it, you just might catch something next. Some next stuff might pop up. Newcastle. Yeah. What?
Who's that?
Szoboszlai to Newcastle. What a signing that would be.
I suppose it's linked to Man City.
But Football Insider is very weak when it comes to reliability. They're not the most trustworthy.
Yeah, they do quite a lot of stories, which can be a bit controversial.
And we were linked to this guy. What's going on with him? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this has been going on for a while.
Target, Gabriel on the verge of signing, joining Newcastle. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not surprised. Some of these stories, we're just linked to players for the sake of being linked to them. We don't actually ever really have the intentions of signing them sometimes.
I think as well, we got to wait until July and sort of the start of June, because that's when the transfer window opens for English clubs early June, and also the internationals this summer. So a lot of this stuff is not going to be happening. The full brunt of things is not going to be happening until July. There's going to be a lot.
But the news that he's going to Newcastle seems legit. This seems legit. Where's the news? I don't see it.
And also as well, you got to think about the wording as well, on the verge of not confirmed. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what? No, but whenever I see guys like Remedy responding, or Real Madrid even saying it's very close to joining Newcastle. Yo, bro, when Real Madrid zone are even saying he's going to Newcastle. Interesting.
Yeah, could be one to. I know he's linked with Arsenal, but as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more that I've heard on Arsenal front. So other clubs could come in for him, like Newcastle. There'll be a great signing. I've seen him play. I've watched some of his comps and that.
Newcastle are doing good, man. You got to give credit to them.
Yeah, they're doing smart buys, unlike Chelsea.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Big Six Bands coming up after this. You guys can go check that out. Kovacic tweet. Yeah, Man City might get Kovacic. That is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That came from left. That came from left field. I didn't expect that. I don't know about you. Kovacic is going to go to Man City. Could that mean Gundogan could join Arsenal? Could it be a situation where Gundogan leaves and they bring in Kovacic?
Yeah, one out, one in.
They need midfielders.
Yeah, Pep likes a strong midfield. That's a fact.
Whatever happens to Man City, everyone keep an eye on it. Whatever happens to Chelsea, and if Chelsea let Kovacic go to Man City, would that be stupid?
I don't think it will be. I think that's just smart business in terms of
Chelsea are open to sell him too.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad business. I think they might need. I don't know actually, because he is quite a good sort of role model, and they do need leaders in that Chelsea squad at the moment. As I said, don't really care about Chelsea, so
I'll laugh if they sell him and he goes and messes up City.
Oh God, like a double agent, yeah.
Yeah, because Chelsea double agents. By the way, Jorginho, would you give him a new contract?
I think he's great, mate. Great leader on the pitch.
His IQ is amazing. Like Chelsea fans used to tell me he's so good. I was like, I don't see it. But when you have him in your team, you notice the little things that he does.
He's like a second manager. It's mad. He's like a second manager in a weird way. He's like a manager on the pitch.
I think he'll be.
Oh yeah, defo.
Jorginho's IQ is top class.
Yeah, it's footballing knowledge.
I'm gonna give him a contract extension of 1 year.
what is it? I think it's 2 years, is it? He's on for.
He has 2 years, but you can add a year to make sure you
Contract extension, yeah, keep his value, whatever. Yeah,
because he might want to leave in the summer if he only has 1 year remaining. So you give him that extra year add on, just so by the end of next season we can sell him.
I think it's probably a very, very valid point to add another year, especially if we push again for, I don't know, Champions League or the Premier League. It's another great, strong match, strong head, strong vision.
I would give him a 1 year contract extension. Yeah. I would also give. Would you give Partey a contract extension, or because people are saying sell Partey? I think keep Partey because you don't want to lose all your strength in depth.
No, you don't want to transition too quickly. You don't want to sell your whole midfield and bring in a new one because they might not be up to scratch yet. I wouldn't sell Partey yet. I think maybe in a couple of years, it might be a few years. Maybe we transition to someone a bit younger. He is getting a bit older now, but yeah, I wouldn't sell him yet.
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna wrap it up there, guys. You're gonna be back next week. We'll catch you.
Yeah, man. Whenever you want me.
Next week, actually, I have Kevin Campbell on Monday, so we could do Tuesday if anything.
Yeah, solid.
And hopefully, I'm gonna get you can aggregate the hell out of that. And you guys have yourselves a great day. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. And of course, let me know who you guys would want me on the next stream. Who do you want on? You want me to go try to reach out to Ben Jacob? You want me to reach out to Andrew Clark? You want me to reach out to Kaya? Let me know who you guys want me to bring on the show. I can reach out to Troops, Curtis Shaw, whoever you guys want me to bring on the show. I'll try to reach out to them to bring them on the next show. Let me know who you guys should think I should bring on. And I'm out of here, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. And of course, don't forget to leave a goddamn like, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys on the next show. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a Premier League what did I say I was going to do tomorrow? Team of the season and awards, alternative Premier League awards tomorrow. And on Friday, we're going to do a Manchester City, Manchester United preview. But, of course, every single day, we're going to do the Arsenal transfer news also. So have yourselves a wonderful day. And keep an eye out for my season reaction highlights in one video. I did a highlight film of all my reactions from when I was throughout the season during the friggin' whole Premier League season. I did a whole video, and I was like, it came out to being around 4 minutes long. So keep an eye out for that, guys. Just to give you guys a sneak peek on what one of them would look like. This was my reaction to one of the games. What game was this? What game was this? Oh no, that's Liverpool. Where's the? Let me get the Reece Nelson game. The Reece Nelson game. When did that happen again?
What, the Reece Nelson screamer?
when we won and Reece Nelson.
About March time.
What week was that?
What game week?
Okay, yeah. Here we go. I got it. Check it out.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal beat Bournemouth 3-2, and I'm so gassed right now because we were down 2-0 and we fought our way back to win this game. First, Thomas Partey scored the goal. Then Ben White scored a goal to score his first Arsenal goal to bring us and give us the goddamn equalizer. And then Reece Nelson, the guy who assisted the equalizer, was the same guy who came on and won us this goddamn game. I'm telling you, at 2-2, that was 2 points dropped. It didn't matter how bad we were offensive. That was 2 points dropped. We needed to win this goddamn game. We won this game, and look at how much it means to them. Look at how much it means to me!
Here we go.